Mundubile Na Makebi, Makebi, yeah, Bakaleba. Mundubile Na Makebi, Zulu. Abiri, yeah, Bakaleba. Banatita Kemili no Mwana.
Every nation experiences moments that define its political landscape. In Zambia, the 2026 general election has introduced a new chapter, marked by changing alliances, shifting loyalties, and the emergence of new leadership. Among the names at the center of this story is Brian Mundubile, a lawyer, legislator, and opposition leader whose political journey has taken him from representing a single constituency to becoming a presidential contender on the national level.
But today we say enough. Enough of division. Enough of politics that separates our people. Enough of an economy that leaves the majority behind. This manifesto is not just a policy document. It is a blueprint for national restoration.
Brian Mundubile built his professional career as a lawyer and an accountant before entering into active politics. His legal training and understanding of governance helped him shape his political career. In 2016, he was elected Member of Parliament for Porokoso constituency. His election marked the beginning of a new phase in his political life, placing him among Zambia's national decision makers.
I am ready to face the consequences on behalf of my member.
His parliamentary work and leadership abilities earned him appointment to senior government positions, including provincial minister and later government chief whip. These roles gave him experience in government administration.
It remains a fact that between 2011 and 2021, power generation was improved from 1,600 megawatts to 3,400. So there was more than double in terms of improvement. The statement, Madam Speaker, that follows is where the President said, our government is actively addressing this challenge. Again, I disagree, Madam Speaker. You cannot address a challenge of power shortages by exporting power. Today, Madam Speaker, the problem that we have is because government is exporting power. So when the President says our government is actively addressing this challenge, I disagree with this statement because we've been exporting power. The challenges that we have today is that this government has disregarded the hardships of the Zambian people and instead prioritized business. You cannot abandon the challenges of your citizens in preference for business.
As his profile grew, Mundubile became one of the prominent figures within the Patriotic Front. Following the 2021 general elections, in which Patriotic Front lost power, he became leader of the opposition in parliament. The position placed him at the forefront of debates on governance, economic policy, and national development.
To put everything in perspective, numbers don't lie. If you look at the budgets under the UPND put together in the past 4 years, the budgets amount to about 870 billion. For the information of the nation, only 19 billion is CDF.
His speeches and parliamentary engagement made him a familiar figure in Zambia's political landscape. Following the Patriotic Front defeat in 2021, opposition political parties began discussing closer cooperations. This discussion eventually resulted in the formation of the Tonse Alliance, bringing together several opposition parties under one political umbrella. Former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu became the alliance's founding chairperson and was expected to lead the coalition into the next general elections.
On that day, I mentioned that I came back into active politics to defend constitutional democracy, rule of law, as well as help unite the opposition to foster effective checks and balances and present a united front in the 2026 general elections.
During this period, Brian Mundubile remained one of the alliance's senior political figures. His long association with Lungu, both in government and within the opposition, strengthened his position inside the coalition. The relationship between the two leaders was rooted in years of working together within government and parliament. In June 2025, Zambia mourned the death of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu.
It is with profound sorrow but we announce the passing of His Excellency Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, 6th President of the Republic of Zambia, who departed this morning at 06 hours at Medifarm Clinic, a center in South Africa.
His passing left a significant gap within the opposition. The alliance entered into a period of consultation and internal discussion. Senior leaders considered the future direction of the coalition and the qualities needed in its leader. In January 2026, after internal processes, Brian Mundubile was chosen as the alliance's presidential candidate.
Fellow Zambians, no nation can develop while divided. No economy can grow while its people distrust each other. No future can be built on tribal lines. Today I declare national unity is not an option. It's not optional. It is a national emergency.
After being elected as Tonse Alliance president, Brian Mundubile publicly confirmed that he was in discussion with Makebi Zulu about possible cooperation ahead of the August 2026 general elections. At that stage, they were still leading different political formations. One led the Tonse Alliance, the other a Patriotic Front faction. Yet, behind the scenes, conversation had begun. By April, unit talks were underway. In May, they appeared together before the nation and declared a single ticket.
You will be able to give hope to the Zambian people. So, we started discussions with my dear brother some time back. Makebi, no matter how many times I showed the Zambian people that we're chatting, nobody believed. They kept on saying, we've got to the future, why don't we see you together? So, colleagues, today we decided that the issue of unity is an emergency in this country. We could have decided to do this on Saturday because something big is coming on Saturday. But when we looked at what was happening at Parliament, oppressive laws being passed, when we saw what was happening at Parliament, people who are not supposed to be sitting in Parliament, people who vacated their seats in Parliament, were still sitting in Parliament and passing laws. We have looked at mingalatos around the electoral process bill, where now the UPND can craft a bill targeted at a political party or targeted at an individual. I made a call to my brother the other day. I said, we cannot wait any longer. Ichalo chaonaika. We cannot sit any longer. We need to come quickly and unite so that we begin to confront the many challenges that our people are facing. So today, we want to say to the Zambian people, Honorable Makebi Zulu and Mundubile Brian under PF Pamozi and Tonse Alliance have decided to come together.
In the conversations that we've had, is that we only have one Zambia. The conversations that we've had with the clergy, with the chiefs, with everybody that we've talked to, has been that we only have one Zambia, and there can only be one person at a time.
Days later, they walked side by side into the ECZ Nomination Center, sealing one of the most significant opposition alliances of the 2026 general elections.
That is presented before the returning officer and the accompanying documents are true and correct. So help me.
As running mates, we will hereby solemnly swear that the contents that are presented before the returning officer and the accompanying documents are true and correct. So help me God.
As the campaign gathered momentum, reports indicate thousands of supporters attend this rally in different parts of the country. The decision transformed his political career. He now carried the responsibility of leading one of the country's major opposition coalitions into a national elections. His campaign focused on issues such as the high cost of living, employment, governance, and economic development.
The Tonse Alliance is not just asking for power. We are offering purpose, a united Zambia, an empowered people, an industrialized economy. And so today, as we launch this manifesto, we do not whisper our intentions, we declare them loudly. We will unite this nation.
Mwemi sepela, mwimona kwati twalala wako pali sujlight yalesa mibikila kuno. Mwali kwa toluwe, mwali kwa ta sujlight. Aba nensu baisata mpya imwe no kubika kwa masoja wakutwale mitamfya. Badabo nsama soja wa mitamfya kuma mine.
Could Brand Mundubile take over the nation after 13th August? The answer lies with the Zambian people. As the country heads to the polls, all eyes are on the electorate, whose decision will determine Zambia's next chapter.
Oh